Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. Nothing like a good dance session to hype you up for these videos. Today, I'm going to give you the 5 platinum keys to repairing your credit. Yes, this is the secret sauce, the same steps that credit repair agencies use to help you repair your credit, except now you don't have to pay them for it. You can do it yourself. You don't need any special tools or any special skills. As long as you have a computer, a little bit of patience and dedication, you can do it yourself. And I'm going to show you how. Let's get started. So before we get started with the 5 platinum keys, let's cover some basics, the foundation that will help you to be successful in this credit repair journey. There are 3 credit reporting agencies: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. They're reporting agencies, so anyone who wants to report information about your credit history will go through these 3 agencies. They all have their own websites. You have access, or you're allowed to pull 1 free annual credit report from all 3 agencies. They also give credit scores for a fee. A Vantage score, you might want to call it. They all have their own calculations and formulas for determining what your credit score is. And again, they're available for a fee. So speaking of credit scores, you have what's called FICO, Fair, Isaac and Company. Earl Isaac and Bill Fair created this company. I don't know who either of these folks are, but their scoring system is a measure of consumer credit risk used by 90% of lenders. So you have the FICO scoring system, you have a scoring system that TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax may develop for their consumers and customers to use. Some of them are free, some of them aren't. Let's talk about that. So if you wanted to get your score through FICO, myfico.com, you're going to pay $29.99, $30 to get information about you, about your credit score. The other 3 bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, they also sell credit scores, not as expensive as FICO, but again, FICO is the scoring system that's used by most lenders. Now let me say this, even though the 3 bureaus provide credit scores that are not exactly the same as FICO, the credit scores that you get from the other bureaus, which are less expensive, are just as good, just as useful, especially in this process that we're going to talk about today. My personal favorite in terms of determining what your credit score is Credit Karma. Credit Karma uses information from TransUnion and Equifax to determine what your credit score is, and they also provide your credit history in their app. So Credit Karma is a good source. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of folks out there who say Credit Karma, the credit score that you get from Credit Karma is not the same as a FICO score. Yes, you won a prize. No, it's not the same as your FICO score, but it's going to give you a good sense as to where you stand with regards to your credit. Again, there are a lot of scoring systems. Yes, FICO is the leader. Yes, but you don't actually have to pay FICO that $30 a month unless you want to determine what your credit score is. For this purpose, I'm recommending Credit Karma, the app. You're going to be able to do a lot of the things that we talk about using Credit Karma. And most of all, you'll get your credit score for free. All right? So speaking of credit scores, let's talk about what they look like. Credit scores range from 300 all the way up to 850. 850 being the best, the excellent credit score, and then downhill from there. So if you're looking at the infographic, you'll be able to see what you will qualify for in terms of interest rates and what your ranking is based on your score. So once you look it up, you'll be able to see where you fall at on this scale. Okay? So your score is made up of 5 different factors. 5 factors go into calculating your score. And again, the percentages may shift slightly depending on whose scoring system you're using, whether it's FICO or TransUnion or a Vantage score or what have you. But these are the determinants here. All right, so the bulk of your score, 35%, is based on your payment history. How often you pay. Are you paying on time? Are you paying monthly? Are you paying the full amount? Are you paying the minimum amount? The second highest ranked is amounts you owed. Creditors want to know whether or not you are maxed out on your credit, on your available credit. That's going to make them, second guess whether or not they should loan you additional funds if they see that you're maxed out. So 30% of your rating goes to that. Another 15% goes to your length of credit history. How long have you had a credit card or a mortgage or student loans? How long has that been going on? Fourth is the new credit inquiries. So have you been asking or inquiring about new credit recently? Are you trying to get credit from all over the place? That's something that they also look at. And then the last is the types of credits you have, whether it's a mortgage, student loan, or credit cards. So those are the 5 determining factors. All right. So let's talk about the FICO score. Now, if I were a lender and you came to me and you said, hey, Keisha, I want to borrow $20,000 from you. I'm trying to buy a new car and I need some help. The first thing I'm going to do is go to one of the 3 credit bureaus, look at your credit history, and I'm also going to pull your FICO score just to see how you've been graded and see what's going on there. If you have a great credit score, I'm likely going to lend you the money at the best rates that I have available. If you have a shaky credit score, I'm going to either not lend you the money because that's telling me that you're at high risk. I may not get my money back. You may be a problem. So I may just decide not to loan you the money, or I'll loan you the money, but I'm going to charge you the highest interest rate that I possibly can because I want to make sure that I get as much of my money up front before you default. And it's a double-edged sword because I'm charging you extra interest or a high interest rate, which you probably can't afford to pay. And then you are making yourself more susceptible to defaulting. But that's the way the system works, unfortunately. So let's look at this particular example that I have here. Here we have a person who wants to borrow money for a car, like we just talked about. One has a 750 credit score, the other has a 650 credit score. They're looking at the same terms, 5 years. The person with the good credit score is getting a 5% interest rate. You can see their monthly payments and the amount of interest they'll pay over that 5-year period. The person with the not so good credit score is going to pay not only a higher interest rate, but the amount of interest that they pay over that same span of time is greater. They're paying $4,000 more in interest than the person with a credit score that's a little better. So that's why having a great or good credit score is very important. It's going to determine whether or not you get a mortgage and what type of interest rate you pay on that. Whether or not you get a car note and what type of interest rate you pay on that. Your credit score impacts your insurance payments. Insurance providers look at your credit worthiness to determine whether or not you're going to be a good client or a good customer. And sometimes having a bad credit score can impact whether or not you actually get a job. So having great credit is important, and I'm going to help you to be successful at that. All right, let's move along. These are the 5 platinum keys that we're going to talk about. All right, so we're about to get into the meat of this conversation. The first 3 are what credit repair agencies actually do and use to help you to repair your credit. Now, if you don't want to do this, if you don't want to work through this process, by all means, use a credit repair agency. But why pay them when you can do it yourself for free? And I like to tell people, good credit is not a factor of how much money you make. It's actually based on how well you manage the money that you have. You can have a 6-figure salary and have poor credit. Why? Because you're living beyond your means. You can have a $25,000, $30,000 a year salary and have excellent credit. Excellent credit is going to take you a lot further than having a 6-figure salary with poor credit. All right? Let's dig into the 5 steps. The first thing you want to do is determine your credit score, okay? Go to Credit Karma. Go to MyFICO if you want to pay $30 a month to keep up with that. But whatever you do, get your credit score. We want to figure out where to start. What's our base? Get your credit score, document that, and then let's move forward. Step number 2 is going to be get a copy of your credit report from all 3 bureaus. Why do you want to do that? Because these reporting agencies, they do not talk to each other. So what's happening at Equifax on your credit history may not be the same as what's going on at Experian and TransUnion. And if they repair something at TransUnion, TransUnion is not going to call up Experian and Equifax and say, hey, fix this on her credit report. It just doesn't work that way. You have to work through all 3 agencies independently. Okay, so go out and get copies of your credit report from all three agencies. You can do it through a mobile app. You can go to their websites. I would prefer that you go to the websites and get your free credit report and print it out, because you want to print it out so you can keep track of who you're talking to, when you're talking to them, and what types of responses you're getting. Okay, so you do that. That's step 2. Step number 3 is going to be disputing any errors. Now we're going to spend a little bit more time here on disputing the errors, because this is the crux of the process. All right, so dispute the errors. Before we get into that, let me talk about what your rights are. FCRA. All right, so you have 5 basic rights. There are a lot more than this, but for our purposes, we're going to talk through these 5. Okay, you can challenge the accuracy of your credit reports at any time. Yes, at any time. Bear in mind, when you dispute an entry, you're neither admitting or denying your liability for the debt. You are simply challenging the accuracy of what is reported in your credit statement. Okay, and you can do that at any time as the law allows. Right number 2, the credit bureau must reinvestigate whatever you challenge. So the FCRA forces the credit bureau to contact the creditor and request that the creditor verify the information exactly as it appears on your report. Because any person or company, whether a legitimate creditor or not, can enter negative information on your credit report without your consent or knowledge. And the credit reporting agencies do not have to first verify it. Their job is to just report it. So it's up to you to know what's going on in your credit history and to fight or dispute any inaccuracies. You're right. Number 3, the credit bureau must reinvestigate within 30 days. If they do not respond within 30 days, they have to delete it. They have to delete the erroneous information. You're right. Number 4, if the bureau cannot confirm the adverse information against you, it must promptly delete the erroneous information from its files. All right. And number 5, if the original creditor verifies the information and the bureau responds timely, the negative remarks must remain on your record. Okay, so those are your rights. So let's talk about the dispute. What are you going to dispute? You're going to dispute anything that leaves a negative mark or a ding on your credit report. So let's say, hey, you borrowed money from a lender. You know that you paid it back, but they're showing it on your report, your credit report, as a charge-off. You want to dispute that. Let's say that, okay, there's a statute of limitations as to how long something can stay in your credit report. So if you have a tax lien or you file bankruptcy, the statute of limitations is 10 years. Everything else normally runs around 7 years. So if you have things on your credit history that are outside or exceed those statute of limitations, you want to dispute those items. If you see things that aren't yours on your credit report, absolutely dispute them. So dispute anything that's negative, anything that's not yours. That's your right. Okay? So what happens after you dispute the negative errors or anything on your credit report? Like mentioned in your Bill of Rights, the credit bureaus have 30 days to respond. So they're either going to come back and say, hey, there was an error. We've corrected your credit report. So you have to go back and make sure that they've actually corrected it, and you're entitled to another free credit report because there was an error. And you want to make sure that what was supposed to come off did come off. It's free to you if there's an error in your report. Okay, so they'll come back and say, hey, it's wrong, we've corrected it. Or they're going to come back and say, you know what? The information has been confirmed as being accurate. That's it, right? No, it's not. You can also dispute the confirmation. So if they come back and say, yep, we've confirmed this, you can go back and say, okay, I need you to tell me who you spoke with, what documentation they provided, what did they say about this, and get all the details. That's your right. Okay, so they can't just come back and say confirmed and that's the end of the story. You can still dispute a confirmation. And then third, they may come back and say, you know what, Mary or Mike, we need more information before we can reinvestigate this error alleged error in your credit report. And so they'll ask you to provide documentation, so on and so forth. When they do that, this allows them another 15 days tacked onto the 30 days. Okay, so now they're up to 45 days to respond and close this thing out. So if they don't respond within 30 days, again, you have the right to have the case closed and the error deleted from your credit history. That is the basic process. So you go through that, you do it for all 3 reporting agencies. That's why I say print out the reports so you can keep track of what you've done for each bureau, how things stand. Once you go through the process once, you'll definitely start to see things fall off. That's just how it works. You go back, check your credit score, see where it's at. If it's good enough for you, you're done. If not, you know what you do? You repeat the process over again. Because according to the rights in the FCRA, you can dispute an inaccuracy at any time. So you can repeat the process all over again for anything that's left on your credit history that you feel as though is wrong and should come off. Okay? You may be successful again the second time around because nobody wants to, the reporting agencies don't want to go through the process again. So they may just, whatever, let it go. And then what happens is you're allowed to have those items deleted. So you do it once or twice. I recommend doing it at least twice. You're definitely going to see a spike in your credit score. If you want to do it a third time, fine. If not, we're going to skip to steps 4 and 5. Okay, so the 4th step is, you know what? The statute of limitations on some of these things is about to come up. Maybe there's a 6-month window that you have to wait out, maybe a year. If you're not in a hurry to get a mortgage or purchase a car, maybe you wait it out. Or step number 5, if you owe a small amount or if there's a bill on your credit history, $80, $100, you don't want to wait for it to fall off. You just want to pay it off and get it over with because whatever you're doing in terms of disputing the inaccuracy is not working. You just want to clean it up so that you can move on and buy your car or purchase your home. Then you go ahead and do that. But those are the basic 5 steps that anybody can do. You do not have to pay a credit repair agency to do it for you. But if you still want to pay someone to do it, I'll put some recommendations in the comments below. That's all I have. Those are the secret sauce steps to repairing your credit. Why am I giving it to you? Because I want you to be successful. Okay, folks, thanks for joining me today. That's all I have. I will see you